Main indicators for single-family homes have all increased by double digits year over year for the past 7 months. Well, let's now make that 8. March followed the same trend. Hi, this is John James with the James team at RE/MAX Partners, coming to you with the next Steamboat market update for the month of March 2021, and we're looking into the stats for single-family homes. And yes, single-family homes have been on a tear for now 8 of the past 12 months. So let's look at those numbers. Starting with median sold price. This past March turned out to be huge. It went up to $811,500. That's up 19.3% from $680,000 in March 2020. We know these double-digit increases are not sustainable, but they're indicative of the lack of inventory, which we'll get to in just a moment. Looking at our number of sales, that's increased by 36.2% to 508 from the 373 we saw in March of 2020. And the total dollar volume for single-family homes went from almost $373 million in March of 2020 to $599,317,554 last month. That jumped 60.7%. Coming back to inventory, when we see how many homes are available and how long they last, it follows a pattern which has been there for a while. Days on market plummeted 39.6% from 52 last year to 32 this year, and all of the single-family homes would take about 4 months to sell, compared to 8.2 months in March of 2020. That dropped 51.2% and putting it solidly in the seller's market. And while the number of new listings increased 9.7% from 516 to 566, it doesn't offset the number of active listings on the market, where we saw a decrease of 45.5%. 253 last March to 138 this March. There we see the issue with lack of inventory. And in the value category of stats, we have sales to list price ratio. That increased by 0.1% to 97.5 compared to the 97.4% last year. It's not a big bump, but it still reflects the increasing numbers of over asking price offers. And price reductions have dropped by over half, 54.5%. There were 22 last year and only 10 in this past March. We usually don't recommend to our sellers to drop their price until at least 1 month on the market. And with only a median of 32 days, we would rarely have the need to have that conversation. Looking ahead to April and looking ahead in the future, we see 2 terminated contracts last month, where in the same time last year, this segment saw 19. That's a drop of 89.5%. As I mentioned in previous updates, this is more a reflection of the start of the lockdown last year, as uncertainty was the watchword. And as far as pending listings are concerned, we expect April to be a big month as well, since pending listings jumped 61.5% to 567 over the 351 we saw last year. So there we have single-family homes. We've got one more type segment in condos and townhomes before we start analyzing the other areas of Routt County. In the meantime, if you have questions or want a more granular look at your neighborhood, for example, give me a call or text at 970-846-0797. Leave a comment in the video or just email me at johnjames@jamesteamsteamboat.com. We'll see you next time.